Hello, good evening. I'm Oral Gibbs, and welcome to Speaking of Everything. Well, on the program this evening, I have a very interesting young lady for the first time. She's none other than Miss Swinda Richardson. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you, Mr. Gibbs.
It's good to have you in the program. You're the youngest dietitian, nutritionist I've had so far on the program. So tell me, because you are a dietitian, nutritionist at the Ministry of Public Health, right?
Yeah.
And how long you been there now?
Well, I've been there from since 2005. I
Yeah.
started in September, and I've been working there ever since.
Like it?
Yes, I do like it. I enjoy it.
Now, people are going to say the Richardson's the biggest name in Zimbabwe. And they'll get angry with me if I don't ask you, Richardson, which one of Richardson you are?
Well, I'm a Richardson from Anguilla.
They're all from Anguilla.
Well, most of you may know my father. His name is Walcott Richardson, and he has been a teacher for many years at our vocational training school.
And went on to be a politician?
Yes.
In Anguilla,
Yeah.
right? That's good. All right, so it's good to have you in the program this evening to speak about your work. And let me ask you this. How did you decide, well, I want to go and study and be a dietitian and nutritionist?
Well, I got the motivation from most of my family members. You know, you have family members that are really close to you, and they become ill, diabetes, hypertension, and you're contemplating what field within health you want to go into, and that was my driving force, because with a lot of health conditions, you need to eat healthy. And that was my passion with eating healthy rather than just taking medication. You need to start with eating healthy, physical activity to prevent certain illnesses from arising. So that was my motivation. My mom being diabetic and hypertensive and being very close to me motivated me in that area.
So did you study in the Caribbean or somewhere else?
I first I started in Connecticut. I did most of my general subjects there. Then I transferred to FIU, Florida International University, and I did nutrition and dietetics there at the university.
So when you got back to St. Martin, right, and now you're fresh out of school, you're excited and so forth, and you got a job at the Ministry of Public Health, anything surprised you about the field that you decided to go into?
A lot of people were seeking information on how they can become more healthy, choosing the right foods, eating the right foods, what kind of meal plans they can go on, being more physical activity, what type of activities they can do. So initially I started off with take the challenge, how healthy is St. Martin, eat healthy St. Martin, and a lot of people signed up for that project, and that ran for 4 months, and they were really excited to be a part of the different activities we planned out for the 4 months, aqua aerobics, walkathons, and so forth. And it was really an inspiration for a lot of people.
And you have any plans to do that again?
Well, a lot of people are looking forward to a repeat of that now. Most of the things that we've been focusing are in the youth aspect, but I'm getting a lot of requests to do something with physical activity and workouts and whatnot, and eating healthy. So I'm contemplating starting something again.
Now, some people say, what's the difference between a dietitian and a nutritionist? Are they the same?
There's a difference in terms of the degree you obtain. You don't necessarily need to have a degree to become a nutritionist. You can do certifications and give advice to persons, whereas for a dietitian, it's a degree you obtain in Bachelor's of Science.
Oh, so that's basically different. And so now you work in the Ministry of Public Health. What your work entail? What do you do at the Ministry of Public Health?
Well, I mostly focus on programs pertaining to nutrition and physical activity, healthy lifestyle. And right now we're doing the Health Mobile Bus, which is going into the community once a month. And we do outreach to the community where they can do screenings on the bus, such as glucose, high blood pressure, cholesterol screenings. We do vision tests. We do your height and weight to calculate your BMI and also your waist circumference. So we have a whole program where when we go into the community, it gives persons the opportunity to come on board, do their screenings, and also they have the opportunity to see the physician on board.
So all of that you all are doing at that bus?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. On top of that, I've also worked on different programs. Last year we just had our summer camp that was held at Hillside Christian School in Cahill. And this year we are planning to come out once again in July with another summer camp. So I'm really looking forward to planning that one for the month of July.
So when the mobile van goes out, you as a dietitian, nutritionist, you're also there to assist in your field, right?
Yes. I'm one of the coordinators, myself and my colleague Nirmala Vlan. She's a nurse also at the department. And we coordinate the events for the month, and we also try to do it around the time we have health observance calendar events. So we usually would schedule it for the last Wednesday within the month. We also like to reach out to NGOs or have NGOs who are interested in scheduling events with us. They can contact us at the department, or businesses can also contact us at the department. We had our first event with Telem just last week, and it went really well with the workers at Telem.
So I'm sure that probably you'll be going sometime maybe to the airport. The others gonna get jealous.
Yes, and they're welcome to come.
Right.
And request us.
And you also work with the schools?
Yes, we do information sessions at the schools. In nutrition mainly is what I focus on, but I do touch on other health areas that we offer at the Ministry of Public Health. But it's on request basis. We have mostly the public schools that schedule with us every year. And we also have some of the Catholic schools and some of the other private schools that would request for us to come in to do information sessions with them.
So how healthy are our students?
Well, we still have a lot of work to do with our youth. We see a lot of obesity within our youths, and we try to encourage them with the sessions that we do, and also try to reach out to some of the parents. It's really a challenge to get in touch with the parents that really need the information on how to try to prepare healthy meals for their children, how they can improve the quality foods that they offer their kids.
But it's very difficult, because when I was growing up as a little boy in St. Martin, if I wanted a hamburger, there were not many places I can go. I can go to Richardson's, or there was also a gentleman by the name of Hodge that had a restaurant and fast food place on Front Street. But that was basically about it, or we had to make it at home. Today now, right, you can see them all over.
Right. Yes. It's fast food has replaced quality meals in our homes, and it's such a culture now that is microwave. You call a microwave culture. That is right there at your fingertips, rather than shopping for wholesome foods, preparing it at home, and so forth, to get the proper nutrients that we need. It's a challenge now to re-educate our community in trying to take the time out, do the proper planning with your meals, go to the supermarket, pick up the fresh, wholesome foods that you can prepare at home. We don't have much yard. A lot of people don't have much yards, but if you can do small pots of herbs and whatnot, that you, instead of shopping for them, you can grow them at home. Because we know that shopping for some of these herbs or fruits or vegetables can be very expensive. But if we take the time out and see how that we can improve the quality foods that we offer ourselves, it's not impossible.
You know, I saw a doctor a few months ago explaining the dangers of microwave, and I was wow, because personally I always tell my wife I don't want it, and then last year we got one, but we really only use it for just like hot and water. When she saw that program on what microwave does to your food, it's like wow, don't want to use it anymore. It's like it takes out all the nutrition out of the food.
Yes, yes. I've heard of it. I'm not too um, in depth of
Yeah.
what, the consequences of microwave. I've heard a lot of it killing the nutrients within the food. I think it's more of a personal choice of whether or not you want to use
I'm gonna go
microwave
fast, right?
in your home, yes.
I thi- I'm not gonna take the chance. I prefer to go slow. You know, it's amazing. Maybe you're young. I don't know. You ever had food on a coal pot? You never eat food on a coal pot, right?
I
You
I've
see?
had the Johnny cakes with the when you
Yeah.
cook fire underneath and fire
Uh,
on top. Yes,
it tastes better than anything else, right?
my grandmother, my great grandmother have cooked on coal pots, but that's so long ago. I can't remember how it tasted.
It's the best tasting
But
food,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'll tell you what, Miss Richardson, I have to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to continue to speak with Ms. Richardson. She's a dietitian, nutritionist at the Ministry of Public Health right here in St. Martin. Right back, please. Stay with us.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy saving products. Save some green with NVGEB.
And welcome back to Speaking of Everything. I'm here with Mrs. Swinda Richardson. Ms. Richardson is a dietitian, nutritionist at the Ministry of Public Health, and we're here speaking with her. You know, it's quite interesting. I'm glad to have you here because over the years, you know, we've had dietitians, nutritionists in the program, and they're all are getting older and so forth. So I'm glad to see that now people like you are back, younger people, and you're taking over. But you were telling me before the show started that they're younger ones than you now.
Yes, they
Yeah?
are. Yes,
On St. Martin.
yes, they
Wow.
are.
And they're all women?
All women.
That's interesting. You know, it's when you go into the school, you only work with the public schools?
No, we do with the Catholic Church schools,
Uh-huh.
MAC schools. We also do with the private schools also.
And what about daycare? Do they have any special meal plan? How that you?
I also work with the daycares. We have the inspectorate, Denise Cornett. She sent the menus that the daycares have put together. Will come to me, and then I will review their menus to see what they can do to improve the quality of their menus. So I will give feedback to the daycares. Also, I would also do information sessions with the daycares once they schedule sessions with us, whether for themselves or with the parents. We would do sessions with them also.
So they're also bringing the parents in sessions?
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
You know, it's amazing because before you arrived, this wasn't done.
No, I haven't heard of.
Yeah.
No, not much.
No, you know, like in some country like in America, they have meals in the high school, and even in France now they have this thing where they're removing all of the sodas from the schools. When you go to a public school on the island, there's no specific meal plan yet in St. Martin, right?
No, the public schools don't have a meal plan, a structured meal plan within the schools. What we try to do over the couple years, is a pilot breakfast program within 3 schools. We piloted a breakfast program, but unfortunately, because of funds, it wasn't sustained for a long period of time. We were able to do it only for 1 term. And we also had the airport that sponsored a breakfast program. And it went pretty well. It went with the public schools. However, that too, unfortunately, went to an end also. Yes.
I'm sure that you'd like to see that program.
I would like to see whether it's a breakfast program or a meal program sustained within the schools would be great.
But food is expensive in St.
It's
Martin.
very expensive, yes.
And when you look at it, for youngsters, you know, they eat a lot and they're growing.
Yes.
And they need a balanced diet, right?
They need a balanced diet. At a young age, you're growing, you're developing, you're learning your lessons and so forth, and you need to be able to sustain a healthy growth. And unfortunately, a lot of parents aren't able to provide all the healthy meals necessary for their children. So if there is some outlet of providing meals for children that are less fortunate, then that would be a way of improving the quality of life for our youths on St. Martin.
Do you get any requests from schools to say work with student and parent, say a student that's obese and so forth? Do you get any?
No, we haven't reached to that level where we do student and parent counseling.
Oh.
It's something that we would like to look forward to having in the future, at least with baby clinic, youth health care, with the screening process of the children within the schools, to be able to have something structured for parents who are unable to provide healthy for their children or have a child that is obese or needs some kind of direction with the child, to be able to have something structured to give assistance to parents of
No, a lot of things become so normal. These days when I'm driving by the schools and I see the children, I say to myself, wow, you know, our children are really getting big. When I went to school, I can't remember, I can only think right now of about, say, 2 students that I knew in the whole school that was like obese, you know? Today now, there's so many youngsters are obese.
Yes. It's something to really look into, because it's becoming more of a situation on the island, and to encourage parents to have their children partake in physical activities, do something recreational as a family, because you are the role model to the child, and if the child don't see you active, they don't necessarily see themselves getting involved in activities. So it's important to do something recreational with your child as a family, or to have them take part in sport activities, whether it's baseball, basketball, football. Some type of sporting activity would be good for them to keep them active. Back in the days, many of us just go out in the yard and play. That was, you know, enough activity for us. But it's difficult, you know, with so much things that are going on within the communities, to have your child outside. So to have something more of a structured organization that they can join with sports or activities that they can take part in would be better for them.
I mean, they're too busy on the computer now.
Yes,
you know?
The computer is not a form of activity. We often tell them that, okay, what kind of activities can you take part in? And we rule out watching TV, playing games on the computer. You have the iPad and the Samsung tablets. Those are not activities to keep them physical.
All right, I think we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we'll continue speaking here with Ms. Richardson right here and Speaking of Everything.
At Nagico, the things that matter to you matter to us. Like knowing you're fully covered after an accident, the security of your home and everything in it that means so much to you. And knowing that even when the weather does its worst, you and your family are covered. At Nagico, we're about much more than just insurance. We're about the big things and the small things that mean everything.
At SXM, we're taking travel and tourism to new heights. Here we boast spacious check-in areas, 10 passport control points, comfortable departure lounges, and an exciting new airport mall. Finally, there's an airport in the Caribbean that takes your travel plans as seriously as you do. Princess Juliana International Airport.
In case you've just joined us, you're watching Speaking of Everything. I'm Earl Gibbs. I'm here with Ms. Swinda Richardson. She's a dietitian, nutritionist at the Ministry of Public Health, and we speak with her about her work. Now, as a dietitian, nutritionist, are you careful what you eat when you go to shop in the supermarket? Do you pick up everything? You look at labels, all those things?
I look at my labels. I make sure, check to see, you know, the content within the item I'm picking up. But I try to be as health conscious as possible. And at times it's not that difficult because I love my fruits, I love my vegetables. So that's something I always make sure that I have on my plate. I always stress to make sure half your plate has your fruits and your vegetables. I'm like most people, I love to eat. I enjoy food, and you should enjoy what you eat. But also you have to be conscious of what you eat and how often you eat less healthy versus healthy foods. So you make sure you create that balance throughout the day of what kind of foods you consume to make sure you're eating healthy most of the times.
You know, what surprised me now is I hear everyone saying how bad sugar is in your diet.
Well, sugar is not something that is a necessity for you. You get natural sugars from your food, from your fruits and your vegetables. So it's not something that you must have within your diet in order for you to survive or live a healthy life. Sugar creates free radicals within your body, and free radicals damage your natural cells within your body. So it's to say that sugar is a benefit for you, it's not.
So you could really live your life and
without
everything.
Sugar, yes. Without sugar, you can live without sodium. You get sodium from your natural foods also. It's not a necessity.
Wow. And the thing about it is, when it's not there, you're craving for it.
Yes, you crave for it. Because we train ourselves from young to want to have that sugar in our foods.
Oh, okay. No, because I know that I'm reading up more about it, it's like, wow, I didn't realize that really sugar was that bad, you know? And growing up as a little boy, I love to drink a Coca-Cola up to now. And they're saying it's not too good because that's loaded with sugar.
Yes, it's loaded with sugar. And if you look at the label, you wouldn't see there are any nutrients from it. And we don't need drinks either in our diet. Drinks are supposed to act as a substitute to our fruits and vegetables. And if you compare the nutrients of a fruit and you compare what's in a drink, you will see it doesn't even have half of what a fruit has in it.
That's amazing. All of you in this profession tell me the same thing. I remember Mrs. Bell, Ferris Bell, telling me that years ago too. He said, yeah. I love orange juice. He said, man, just have the orange, not the juice.
Yes.
So it's better to have the fruit than the juice.
Yes, it is.
All right. I'll tell you what, Mr. Richardson, I have to go to a quick break. We come back, we're going to continue speaking with you, all right?
Sure.
Right here on Speaking of Everything.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
In case you've just joined us, you're watching Speaking of Everything. I'm Earl Gibbs. I'm here speaking with Miss Swinda Richardson. She's a dietitian, nutritionist at the Ministry of Public Health here in St. Martin, and she's my guest this evening on Speaking of Everything. You know, it's nice to see that the government of St. Martin have young people like you working in this field, because before you, there were people there outside, but not full-time like you're doing now. And then you told me earlier about that health, what's the name of the vehicle again? The mobile van?
The health mobile bus.
Right. And you're going around to different districts?
Yes.
I think that's a good idea. And you get a chance to see everyone, adults and children and so forth there.
We mainly cater to adults. If anyone brings a child, they will need to give consent also for the child. Okay. So we have a registration process that we have the persons come between the hours of 4 to 5. You register, make sure you come within those hours in order to get your screening done. We collaborate with AUC, which assists us with the the intake form where we take your medical history and your health history, and then they will do also the screening exams on board the bus.
That's very good.
So it is a nice program. So far we haven't had any complaints. Everyone have enjoyed the services that we've offered, and we do look forward for the community to be taking advantage of these services that we offer, because it's a proactive approach of persons taking care of their health and making preventative measures in order to stay healthy.
So now, if I want to stay healthy, I have to avoid sugar?
Yes, you do.
And salt? What else I got to avoid?
Well, you make sure you drink your water. Make sure you drink that water in order to stay hydrated and keep those cells healthy and fresh.
And exercise is important, right?
Exercise. Make sure you get those exercises in.
That's hard for people who are on this island.
Yeah, take your small steps in order to, adjust to a healthier lifestyle. You make sure you take those baby steps. You don't do everything all at once, because it will be defeating. You'll be demotivated. It'll defeat the purpose of making that change you want to achieve.
And you believe too, like most of the other people in this profession, that you gotta have some green vegetables in your plate every day?
Yes, yes. Half of your plate fruits and vegetables, and 1/4 of your plate starch, 1/4 of your plate your meats.
Wow.
Yes.
That's tough with the price of food in Somalia.
It's not impossible, it's possible, yes.
At least you can start small and then
yes.
go, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I'm glad to have had you on the program, and to see that you're back here working with the schools and the government of Somalia. I want to wish you much success.
Thank you, Mr. Gibbs.
All right, that's Miss Swinda Richardson. She's a dietitian nutritionist at the Department of Public Health here in St. Martin. And I'll see you next time right here on Speaking of Everything. Until then, good night. Take care. Bye.